Hi everyone, Katie Tracy, CPO. Today we're talking disorganization, what it is, the two types of disorganization, and why disorganization causes conflict. Organization is defined as being able to find what you need when you need it. It's a great definition. I don't know where it's come from. I've been using it for a really long time. I'm sure I heard it from another organizer somewhere. So being able to find what you need when you need it. The beauty of this definition is that it is 100% subjective. So maybe beautiful, but also the cause of a lot of conflict, especially when we're thinking about people living or working in a shared space. We're going to get into the two types of disorganization, and these come courtesy of the ICD, the Institute for Challenging Disorganization. ICD defines disorganization as either situational or chronic. For situational disorganization, there's usually something going on in the person's life that's causing some chaos or upheaval for a short period of time. This is usually due to some kind of life event, like a move, a new job, birth of a child, or even a schedule change when maybe the kids go back to school or end school for the year, or if you have a shift change at work. With situational disorganization, we're more likely to see the everyday clutter that we've talked about before. In situational disorganization, organizers are more likely to use strategies that are focused on the challenges of the change. Like, what is the new schedule? What impact is that having on the client's lives? And what systems can we put in place to help combat that? Or if we're working through a new move, obviously there's going to be a time of upheaval due to boxes and setting up a new home. We can address those very short-term challenges with strategies that work with those. The second type of disorganization, as defined by the ICD, is chronic disorganization. With chronic disorganization, that struggle of being disorganized has been a factor for a really long time, often years, and usually we can see it back to the person's childhood. People with chronic disorganization really struggle with creating the systems or maintaining the systems to get or keep themselves organized. And while they may use self-help efforts, often those efforts don't stick in the long term. I think one of the biggest challenges with chronic disorganization is the client's expectation that they'll be disorganized again in the future. Even if things are going pretty well right now, or they've put some systems in place that seem to be working, there's always that expectation that things aren't going to be able to stay that way in the future. Clients with chronic disorganization are likely to have both everyday and accumulated clutter, and the strategies that organizers use are likely going to be focused more on structure and systems to help overcome the chronic disorganization. So what's the big deal? Why do mental health professionals care if it's situational or chronic disorganization? Well, understanding what type of challenges the client is feeling at home helps you as a professional identify the stresses that clutter and disorganization has and the impact that it's having on your client. It can be helpful to understand the differences between situational and chronic disorganization because this impacts how the client is living and feeling at home, and often those feelings come up in therapy sessions as well. That's it for today. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.